If your favorite anime verse is One Piece, you probably skip leg day. Like, compare this to Dragon Ball characters, right? Their legs are crazy. They have definition on top of definition, like muscles that shouldn't even exist on top of muscles. Like, when we look at what the most popular anime verses say, and apparently in the bodybuilding community, they say, like, you can tell a man or a person based on how they train their legs. So let's look at all the most popular anime verses to see what your favorite anime verse says about what kind of person you are and how you might train leg day. So first up, let's start with the biggest and best legs in my opinion. This is popular anime. Obviously, there's people with bigger legs, but starting with Bucky. All right, Bucky. These guys have legs so big, they should have their own Netflix series. Actually, they do. Actually, it's called Bucky. I think about it now. These guys have legs so big, they should have their own Marvel, like... These guys have legs so big, one day they're just going to turn up in the Marvelverse and just kill everyone. Like, Yujiro Hanma's quads are so huge, if you sat on his lap, you'd get altitude sickness. Like Biscuit Oliver, calves so thick, even Chuck Norris acknowledged that his calves were bigger than Ronnie Coleman. Like, even the side characters in Bucky have legs that could carry fridges and pianos. You know, like, if I had legs like side characters from Bucky, I wouldn't even walk anywhere. Instead, I'd just wait for gravity to bring the world to me. Like, I'll just have my own gravitational orbits around my calves. That's how big Bucky characters' calves are. And talking about big muscles, we have Dragon Ball characters. Like, look at Broly, look at Raditz, look at any of these characters from Dragon Ball. Vegeta's calves. Like, everyone's legs are kind of wrong looking, not in a bad way, but in the not human alien Super Saiyan way. Like, they've got quads on quads or like an extra ab. Like, Vegeta's calves look like they've been just carved out of meteorites. Like, they don't even train legs normally, which is the other interesting thing. They just crank up gravity until their bones think they're in a car crash, and then they just get jacked. Like, I mean, respect, right? Like, however you achieve the goal, where there's a goal, however you achieve the goal, all good. Now, number 3, I have Naruto. Now, because the Naruto verse comparatively has pretty decently sized legs across the entire verse. Despite the fact that they ninja run everywhere, not until Boruto do they get cars and trains and many other things, but like, Naruto's calves are pretty built. Like, he's got a six-pack, so does Sasuke. Rock Lee is absolutely shredded. And then we've got people like the Raikage, like, super jacked. And like, they genuinely look like he belongs in the Buckyverse. So we've also got people like, you know, Choji, but that's an outlier. Now, if we're heading to the more skimpy legs of verses, we have Bleach. Now, the interesting about Bleach, and I think this is a really good telltale sign, like that you have small legs, is when you have to hide them. And because they all have like these kimono, like these samurai kimono, you can't see like anyone's legs. And even the parts that you can see, very skimpy. Like, the only person who looks like they can wear shorts and get away with it is Ichigo. Everyone else, like Aizen, for example, his real betrayal wasn't overthrowing the Gote 13. It was that he never did a single Bulgarian split squat in his entire life. Like, that man is the definition of skipping leg day. Like, watashi no soul society is basically me just skipping. Like, he's basically saying, like, if there was like a slogan or a motto that Aizen had, it would be like, watashi no soul society. Watashi no soul society is basically skipping leg day. Now, the next people on the list I have is Attack on Titan. Like, these people run on walls and stuff. And, you know, they got sharp calves. But you've got, like, you know, when they get into Titan form, they get pretty jacked. So I guess that's fair. But the average, you know, person in the verse, absolute tiny sticks. Like, I would even consider putting them, like, lower on the list in terms of, you know, smaller legs than the Bleach verse, despite the fact we can't see the people in the Bleach verse for most of them. But there are some questionable, you know, people. All right, and now we're getting to the top 2 smallest legs. Jujutsu Kaisen. If you think that Gojo, you know, 6'3", pure confidence, if he's so confident and he's so good and he's the most powerful sorcerer, then why is he still hiding his calves like they're a government secret? Like, is he just the biggest fraud ever? Like, the entire Jujutsu Kaisen team, you could say, the group of sorcerers, like almost everyone in Jujutsu Kaisen is like part of the Long Pants Brigade. Like, Yuji can fight gods, but won't fight the urge to cover his knees. Nanami, Panda, like, absolutely no volume in their legs. And in 7th place, the verse with the smallest and most skimpiest legs is obviously One Piece. Now look, Kaido, for example, the strongest creature alive, can turn into a dragon, but he can't even turn himself into a man with calves. Like, he's like, I'll destroy your whole island, yeah, but only if it's downhill. Like, maybe that's why Luffy won in the end, because it's like Monkey D. Luffy, like, you know, just push Kaido down the stairs and he won't be able to hold himself up. Look at those legs. Like, absolute fortress on top, double sticks on the bottom. Like, how is gravity working here? Another character that's like this is Doflamingo. Looks terrifying until you realize his legs look like they're doing the limbo permanently. Like, I've seen actual flamingos with more quad definition and sweep than Doflamingo. Now, Brook, skeleton. Literally, his legs make sense. Big Mom, absolute unit except for her ankles, which look like bendy straws holding up a buffet. Now, Frankie, bro, I love this guy, but I don't understand why he always looks like that dad who's just stuck in like a summer barbecue mode. Like, why is he always like ready to cook? Or like, that's what he kind of looks like. He's got the apron on, you know? And my man, his legs, he's got cannons for shoulders, literally the definition of like, you know, being a strong man, a literal ship for a torso. And then Oda just went, I'm going to give you 2 sticks for the bottom half. Like, if you put Frankie also in a strong breeze, his quads would just fold like a deck chair. It's like when Oda was thinking of how the One Piece verse would work, gravity doesn't work from the knees down. And somehow, like, everyone's just okay with that. Like, how are you surviving the ocean when you can't even survive leg day, bruh? But it doesn't matter what verse is your favorite verse. The simple truth is, if you skip leg day, everyone can tell. Everyone can tell who actually trains legs and who doesn't. And they say you can tell what kind of person someone is based on how tough they train on leg day. Just from looking at them, right? So I'm weak as hell. That's why I'm showing you how I'm going to improve my hamstrings so that I don't be one of them, you know, hide my leg day people.